Breeze Nation, what is good? The Chicago Bulls finally playing their first preseason game. What were our biggest takeaways from the game, and what do we want to see continue? All that and more in today's episode of the Chicago Bulls Breeze. Let's go. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Bulls, our Bulls fans talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. Listen, first preseason game in the books. Bulls, unfortunately, don't come away with the win. But at the end of the day, in the fourth quarter, I mean, we were playing the G League team, right? Like, that's kind of what I want to see going into the fourth quarter. But what were some of our biggest takeaways going into this game? Number one for me, when I look at the play that Coby White put out onto the court, I am actually excited about what this young man might be able to do in the Chicago Bulls offense as the starting point guard. I thought that he did some really good things offensively on the day, being able to get downhill. 14 points for Coby White. I saw him being able to really attack the paint, also being able to knock down a couple of three-point shots. That's what you want to see him do. But it's also just about, how is he going to be able to the biggest thing with this point guard position is what, right? How are you going to make DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine work together? I think that we saw a little bit of that, right? I love the driving kick from Coby White. I love the ability to find guys open. His court vision looks like it has improved tremendously. There were a couple of times where even Zach LaVine was like, "Oh, my bad. I did not expect that pass to get through on that one," right? So, I mean, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. You kind of forget Kobe's 6'5" at times, but he's one of the better rebounders on this team when he's in the game for a long period of time. So I'm a little bit excited about what we saw from Coby White. I think he still brought it even on the defensive end of things. Now, it makes a big difference, and I want everyone to understand this. I get it, right? Like, oh, he's hyping up what we saw in the preseason game. Shut up. No, it makes a very big difference when you don't have to guard Damian Lillard on the other side, right? All of a sudden, your entire life is much easier on the offensive end of things. But I think that I can only go off of what I saw, and what I saw that is replicatable versus a lot of teams that we'll see the Bulls play in the future and going into the regular season versus those top teams, right? Boston's and the Philadelphia 76ers, I guess the Knicks, right, of the league. That's kind of what I look for in these preseason games. What are you going to be able to replicate versus them? The one thing that I look at this Bulls team and I see that, to me, they're able to replicate is the ability to space the floor when guys are more willing to take shots, and Coby White was able to find guys while they were open. That's something that I think a lot of teams are doing in today's NBA. Like, it was Coby White making the offense look like a modern day offense. So I really did love what I saw from Coby. I thought that he did an excellent job offensively, like I said, of course, but even on and just finding his guys in the right spot, hitting his guys in the hands in the moments where, they're in the best position to take a shot. I thought that was a really big takeaway. Let me know how you guys feel about Coby White in the comments below, man. The other thing that really stood out to me with the Chicago Bulls team was Patrick Williams being aggressive. Now, I told y'all I was the first person to come out and say, probably on tape, right, that Patrick Williams won't live up to being the 4th overall pick, that he's a bust at this point in his career. Now, I hope every game he comes in this season, he absolutely 110% tells me to shut up and proves me wrong. And by the end of this year, I'm sitting here and I'm like, hey, yo, I was wrong, right? Like, I don't have no problems doing that on tape. And I think that this was a good start. I do need to see it in the regular season, of course, right? And I need to see the consistency of it. But Patrick Williams found a shot that he just feels comfortable with from that three-point line, becoming that 3-and-D player. He was 3 for 6 on the day, able to knock that down. But the aggressiveness that we saw from P. Will, being able to get downhill, being able to get to the bucket, rising up, one hand, trying to yam it over Robin Lopez, and that which the Lopez brothers is the Bucks just the place for brothers to go? Because the Lopez brothers teaming back up, I did not know that had happened. I thought Rolo was still down in Orlando with it. So good to see that there, but need to see him be a little bit more efficient from the field overall. But the aggressiveness, man, like I said, there were times last night where stuff just happened because the team was being aggressive. The aggressiveness that Patrick Williams showed yesterday is something that if it keeps up, right? He only played 22 minutes yesterday, 13 points. If that keeps up and you can become that consistent 15 to 18 point per game guy, especially just attacking downhill, getting to the bucket. I thought I saw some good defense from P. Will as well, which is something that, early on in the season got a little lackluster, but there were a couple times where P. Will get switched on to guys and completely shut those guys down. I think he switched on to Marjan Beauchamp a couple of times and basically just forced a 24-second violation. So those are the things that get me a little bit excited heading into the season, because that's the player I hope that he can be with P. Will, though. And honestly, with Coby as well, it's all about the consistency of this, right? It's all about, going out there and being consistently able to do this on a night in, night out basis. That's what Javon Carter and Torrey Craig had talked about with this Bulls team. By the way, two guys who were not afraid to shoot the basketball the second they got in the game. And realistically speaking, the number one thing to take away from all of this, now I would like the efficiency to be a little bit better. It was better when the starters were in versus when, the bench unit came in, but the Chicago Bulls were not shying away from shooting the three ball at all. 13 for 35 on the day, shot at 37% from the field, from the 3-point line, right? Yes, keep doing that. Continue to attack that way. That is a modern day offense. Find the open guy. And it felt like what Javon Carter and Torrey Craig were saying, right? Like it felt like there was a difference here in find the open shot, take the open shot. Find the open man, shoot the basketball, right? Like last season, there was too much overpassing and trying to find the perfect shot, and you're passing up on what looks like an open shot. This season, we didn't see that. Or to start preseason, we didn't see that. And I like that. That's a mindset change. I said this on Locked On Bulls yesterday or today's episode. One of them, you know what I mean? We do a lot of recordings. The biggest takeaway I have from the Bulls right now, or from Patrick Williams, I should say, right now, to tell me that the mindset changes. There's a play where defensively runs over Bobby Portis, looks at Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis puts his hands up to get picked up and walks away. That's a mindset change. That I like to see. That and yes, it's something small. It's something, okay, Pat, you're getting a little meatheadish on this, right? But those are the moments where it's like, nah, like you're not on my team. You're not my friend. You're my opponent right now. I'm not helping you. I'm not. DeMar DeRozan did help Bobby Portis up, but it was one of those small things that I saw P. Will do that I was like, hey, like, okay, maybe he is a little bit more aggressive. Maybe he is a little bit, no, this is my time here. This is my court now, right? Easy to do that in a preseason game. Let's see him do that in a regular season game. But, it's the small battles. I'm trying to win small battles here with this Bulls team right now. I think outside of that, right, I didn't see a ton from anybody else, right? Vooch took 3 shots. There was nothing crazy about Vooch's game. Zach LaVine came out, shot the basketball pretty well. I mean, he was efficient. DeMar DeRozan was 2 for 6, right? Like those guys were just going through the motions, and you could tell. Most of the people on the court were just going through the motions, and you could tell. But I think Coby White did take trying to win this point guard battle serious, and he did his best to put his best foot forward with that. The one thing that I guess was a tough takeaway was, to me, Ayo Dosunmu basically just looked like a guy. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what Ayo's become. It felt like he didn't take this point guard battle. Now, I'm not gonna say he didn't take it as serious. He didn't come out with his best foot forward in this point guard battle, right? Like that. I thought that he would come out a little bit more aggressive. I thought that he would attack a lot more. He did take shots, right? I'm not saying he didn't take shots. He was 3 for 8 on the day, but and 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. But I did want to see a little bit more out of Ayo. For the most part, that's really all he brought. Didn't bring too much else. 2 assists, 2 rebounds. So Ayo Dosunmu, and on the defensive end, still at times looks lost. I just need to see more. I want to see more again, right? I don't even care about the offensive side. I want to see the Ayo we saw rookie year, the point of attack defender that he was his rookie year. He was elite his rookie year. That's really what I want to see heading into this season. Because there's not a lot of minutes to go around. I was having this conversation over on, I don't know if we were doing this on Locked On or if I was just having this conversation with somebody, but when you really start to look at the players that are going to play, right? I mean, P. Will, DeMar, Vooch, Coby, Zach, Craig, Carter, Drummond for sure is going to get minutes. I would say probably Unurlat Batim, I guess is how you say it, by the way. Found that out yesterday. I would say probably Unurlat Batim. And Caruso, right? Those are the guys are going to play. Really Caruso, right? Batim maybe. There's not a lot of minutes left. There's not a lot of minutes left for you to get on the court and actually do something. So I do want to see kind of what Io's I want to see him be assertive. I want to see him stake his claim for, this is what I'm going to be able to do during the season. Put me in the game, coach. That's what he did his rookie year. That's what I want to see him bounce back with, especially after getting the contract this offseason. But hey, I do want to know how you guys feel. Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the Chicago Bulls' first preseason game? What are your biggest takeaways? I'll be down there talking with you guys as well. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again to continue watching our Chicago Bulls content. Click the links on the screen. Check the links in the description below. And make sure you're tuned into the Windy City Breeze and Locked On Bulls, where we cover the Chicago Bulls 5 days a week. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.